So, I mean, I think we know where we are today in Costa Rica with, with wellness. I mean, I mean, if you roll back the clock 20 years ago, people weren't really talking about it as much. Now, today, and I remember being in the ICT, it was part of something that they were trying to grow in Costa Rica. It was a small part, and I mean, it's really become a mecca for wellness. And when I say wellness, I mean, that can be anything from ayahuasca retreats to just yoga to being outside in nature and forest bathing and just being in the river and those kind of things. Where do you think it's going to go?
So it's really cool that Costa Rica is like this, because I think there's people now in the United States, in Switzerland, in different parts of Asia that are now they were talking about wellness 5 decades, 6 decades ago.
Yep.
And more. If you go to like Baden-Baden and these places, they've been doing wellness for, generations. So, it's really cool that now a lot of these countries are studying us and saying, what happened here? And I think that one of the things that happened here is what we talked about before. There's a lot of passion. There's a lot of different disciplines and philosophies and just, outlooks coming together here. So that's continuing on where is Costa Rica now, but it sets a very good stage into where it's going. I think that we are this mecca for wellness. And now a lot of people want to they're like, oh, we did this. Now we got to get serious. Now we got to get studious. Now we got to make sure the formula is repeated and continues to evolve. So now that they see it and know what happened and happened pretty organically, now everybody wants to get a little bit more formal with it. But we got to be careful, because by getting too formal with it, we'll stop those natural, beautiful tendencies that make a place so successful in what is happening.
I mean, everything's been pretty organic in this country, man.
Yeah.
If anybody tells you, hey, 50 years ago, we had a plan of where we're going to be today, they'd be lying to you. It's been multiple decisions. I always say Costa Rica woke up one day and said, we have penicillin. They were never planning. That wasn't the plan, but it was multiple different decisions that they made through the country. And, you'd mentioned their national parks, from social healthcare system to education, to setting tourism up and just the bureaucracy here. It's just organically kind of grown. And I hope, and I'm probably sure it will, that that's going to continue in Costa Rica, because Costa Rica has a natural ability to reject stuff that's not in its DNA.
Yes. The world travel markets have evolved to a point where now they're looking at what's happening here and saying, well, look at that. And that's when wellness inextricably comes together with sustainability. If you're not in a sustainable environment, on the micro or macro level, it's very difficult to offer a wellness product. So Costa Rica has this amazing canvas for it. And again, to continue with the whole where it's going question, it's going to good places. I think that there's good enough people at the helm that we're not going to squander this.
Yep.
Starting with a lot of us in the private sector that are applying the right kind of pressure, but there's some good people in the government. I really have to. Again, I spend a lot of time criticizing, but there's some good talent in the government, and we're hoping that they're as passionate, as strong to protect and evolve.
Yeah. I mean, one of the great things about the government here is they haven't got that involved, if that makes sense. That's the kind of the beauty of it. I mean, they kind of do a little bit, but it's not over pressuring, if that makes sense.
Are you speaking specifically about wellness and about sustainability, or are you talking about in general getting involved?
In general, it's a very laissez-faire government when it comes to business, if that makes sense. Yes, restrictive on taxes and stuff, but it's pretty relaxed out there.
Yeah, no, definitely. This is San Jose has gotten a little bit away from that, but this is a pretty relaxed country, and you can't have a relaxed country if the government isn't relaxed. So sometimes I wish they weren't so relaxed.
Yeah, but it's the beauty of it as well. It's the the strength also becomes the weakness. Except weaknesses.
Costa Rica has embodied the yin yang, and the yin yang is the balance and is the presence and is the key to true wellness. And it's something that comes from, I don't know if it's Taoism. It's definitely from Asia, from way far east, and we're doing it better now. So. I hope that doesn't strike a bad chord with anybody, but Costa Rica is doing it better. And that's why I think that there's a lot of future in, and a lot of eyes going to be, if you're not looking at Costa Rica already, you will be looking at Costa Rica in the future when it comes to specifically wellness.
Yeah.